etc. It's late October and we're getting spooky with our Halloween AI special. Because, let's be honest, what's scarier than a robot? Okay, loads of stuff. And it depends on the robot. But what about a robot that wants to steal your job? Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Bleep, and dare I say, bloop. Welcome to the deep dive, Halloween style. That's a ghost. Thanks. Been told we have a new sponsor in this terrifying edition. Let's see who Larry's Kittens. Who's got this in? That's not scary. It's not scary, is it? Alright, well, if you want a lovely, fluffy kitten, then go see Larry at Larry's Kittens. I don't know why he's got them either. Maybe that's the scary part. Okay, so what's an AI really? The terms of AI, artificial intelligence, and LLM, large language models, have got all mixed up like meat in a carrier bag with all spooky goo up the sides. You get what I'm saying. The acronym AI means a human has put knowledge about the human world into a computer space. Pedantically, you could say, and I will say, any algorithm or logic inside a computer falls under this umbrella. Even basic word processors know how to check grammar as the user types, and that's technically artificial intelligence. The machine mostly knows how to human grammar. Mostly. But that same term of AI can encompass all the way from telling you the right there to use, to very complex neural networks running chemistry experiments taking billions of factors into consideration. We are not the same, type beat. LLMs, however, are a form of AI, but they're often described as super advanced predictive text that not even the creators really know what's happening inside of, which is less like true intelligence, that is, knowing things, and more like really good guessing, which is not traditionally a direction that we head in computing when we want a reliable result. As you may have seen from extremely memeable LLM hallucinations like Google's AI overview telling you to use glue to stick cheese to your pizza, they are prone to mistakes. Hey, you may even have been gaslit by an LLM chatbot yourself, or know someone who has. This isn't to say that there aren't excellent potential uses for AI. I'm excited about the potential for medical and science advancements that neural networks can really excel at. The latest ChatGPT can almost be trusted to refactor some code without breaking it entirely. However, I'm less enthused about an LLM's ability to suggest that I be a bit nicer about AI when I sent this script to it for a quick review. Might not be doing that again. But for every legitimate use for AI, there are a number of snake oil products, and it can be hard to spot the frauds among all the possible options. Even as someone who largely has a feel for what's possible, I can't give you an easy method to weed out the dodgy ones. What I can say is that they fall into, for me, 3 categories. 1. The impossible. Products that claim superhuman ability or the ability to replace the nuance of a human professional, such as a doctor or a lawyer, are most likely to be nonsense. You could never fully judge a job applicant from a short video. You can't treat depression with words outside of coping strategies. And predicting the stock market is no more possible than it was before LLMs existed in the mainstream. So if you see a claim, ask yourself if it fits within the bounds of known reality. If not, it's likely that you're having a Silicon Valley fever dream pushed your way. 2. The overkill. This is products that claim to do perfectly reasonable things, but that we already have, and we don't really need an AI to do for us. Examples might include note-taking apps, calendar apps, managing very small subsets of data. Anything that was previously done with a database query and an if statement doesn't need a 20 quid subscription to have an AI do it instead. If you're left thinking, this is just the same but more expensive, then you're in overkill land. 3. The reasonable. Finally, we're left with AI products that are perfectly rational and might improve the speed of things, but still, watch your step. Asking an LLM to rewrite a paragraph of text may seem like it's forte, but you're going to want to proofread what comes out of it. Currently, despite LLMs not having really proven themselves in the areas of trust or accuracy, the whole tech industry seems to be enamored with them, in stark contrast to general members of the public, also known as customers. In fact, I can't think of another product so obviously hit or miss that's been rushed to market by an entire industry and billions of dollars. If airbags only imagined they deployed 30% of the time, we probably wouldn't have adopted them as widely. Yet here we are with LLMs being shoved into every available crevice as help bots that on average do no better than an FAQ section would. Even AI art bots, the original thing that got so many onto the AI hype train in the first place, have been nerfed, whether to avoid copyright law, deepfakes, or a global political incident. In some cases, it's boshed so much of its nonsense into the world already that AI art bots are being trained on the output of other AI art bots completely by accident, compounding the mistakes, falseness, and sadly, their ability to fool your uncle on Facebook into thinking that some kid in Africa found rocks in the shape of all parts of a lion or made a fully functional giraffe out of melons. In the process of trying to solve a unique problem, we're stifled by the very first point of interaction, the prompt. It needs to be prompted, and that needs to come from a person. The same person that's so confused by the problem that they've gone to a guess the next word machine for help. This is the same person who will select the first few words that the LLM will use to decide on a direction, and that direction could be straight into the same brick wall. The very latest preview of ChatGPT 0.1 tries to correct this situation slightly, but you still need to know how to drive it to get where you want it to be. Its conversation starters now include, how many R's in strawberry? Which is cute, because it wants to let you know it can count now, but also, I think I'm capable of that one myself. And then we have the moral implications. Now, full disclosure here, I'm a ChatGPT subscriber myself. I give OpenAI my personal earned money each month for a product and service that I feel is slightly icky. But I like to know what's going on in the tech world. It can be a useful tool, and we all have some modern vices, right? To balance it out though, the only thing I buy from Amazon is dog poo bags, and I only have McDonald's a couple of times a year. That's called capitalism algebra, and I think it brings me out to decent considering the circumstances. Unfortunately, it looks like big tech is trying to bring my dog poo bag and big tasty allowance down to zero by Microsoft purchasing site of 1979 nuclear meltdown and almost entirely negatively connotationed 3 Mile Island, and Google planning to have 7 nuclear reactors built by 2030 to create more energy to run more AI. Seemingly instead of working to make AI use less power, like some projects have already managed with older open source models. So the LLMs ain't slowing, but will a large language model take your job? Certainly not at Bede, or in any space where adults are in charge. Being part of the gambling industry, we have to follow the regulations of each country that our clients operate in to make sure our product is legal. We have a compliance team and a legal team and various quality safeguards in place in the production process. To say we'd put those checks in the mythical hands of an imagination machine would be active negligence. We generally want what's known as new code that's good, an original product based off an original idea. And that's the power of good programmers. We can make products out of ideas and time. All the LLMs can really give us is stuff that already exists, slightly repackaged maybe, because that's what it was trained on. Because After all, it's only filling in the gaps with the words that are most likely, and stuff that's not been done before isn't the most likely. And that's what I think our power is as humans. Sure, humanity is squishy, confusing, doesn't always work right, and it's our greatest weakness, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Computers will get better, but we won't, and that's a strength, because a vision of perfection can be copied and pasted over and over again by a computer that thinks it's right, but it takes a unique human mistake to get us to a place where we might change what perfection means forever. The machines are nothing without our flaws. What's that? Oh God, it's coming from me, it's coming from me.